എൻ്റെ കൂടെ അതിഥിയായിട്ട് വന്നേക്കുന്നത് ഡോക്ടർ Arun S Nair ആണ്. He has secured All India rank 55 in the Civil Service Examination 2019, which is conducted by the Union Public Service Commission each year. That examination is considered as one of the toughest examinations in the world. So I'm very much glad to welcome Dr. Arun S Nair to the interview session. So I'm welcoming him. Namaskaram. Like, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസും കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ഞാൻ ഡിസ്ക്രിപ്ഷന്റെ ഈ ഇന്റർവ്യൂ തുടങ്ങുന്നതിന് മുന്നേ ഈ ഇന്റർവ്യൂ നിങ്ങൾ കണ്ടോണ്ടിരിക്കുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ ഡിസ്ക്രിപ്ഷന്റെ താഴെ ഞാൻ Arun S Nairന്റെ ഇൻസ്റ്റഗ്രാം പ്രൊഫൈലിൽ ഞാൻ ഇട്ടേക്കാം. എന്തെങ്കിലും ആവശ്യമുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് DM ചെയ്ത് ചോദിക്കാം. എക്സ്ട്രാ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ ഇതിൽ കുറച്ച് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. സോ ഐ വിൽ which I had prepared in advance. So if any other further questions are there, you can just ping him in the link that I am embedding in my YouTube channel description down. Dr. Arun, shall we start the interview session now?
Sure.
Okay. So, like, my first question to you is like, can you introduce about yourself and your background to our audience?
Yeah, sure. As Vishak said, professionally, I'm a doctor, MBBS graduate. I'm born and brought up in a village called Kadakal in the district of Kollam in Kerala. And my schoolings were there till 12th standard. I did my SSLC and +2 there in Government HSS Kadakal. Later, I pursued the MBBS degree from Government Medical College, Trivandrum, which is considered to be one of the eminent medical institution in South India itself. And after this MBBS graduation, during my house agency, or what we call it as an internship, I started thinking about another career which can give me a wider platform to work and also to interact with more frontier of people. And actually, for a doctor, there are a limited number of options available in the country, and I think civil services is one of the best among them. And so I started preparing for civil services after my house agency in 2018. In the first attempt, in the 2018, I couldn't succeed in prelims. So I devoted entire 1 year later, and in 2019, I was able to clear this examination. So that's about me in a nutshell.
So you secured this rank in your second attempt.
Yes.
Yes, that is actually really amazing. Like many aspirants, like they will give more of the attempt. Some will secure in the first attempt, but yeah, it varies. I think so. It's based on our smart and hard work, as well as some luck factors are included in that. Okay.
Maybe.
So that's the introduction that Arun has already given us. So yeah. And my next question to you is like, you are a doctor by profession. So what led you to civil services, which is one of the like topmost premier professional services in the country?
Actually, becoming a doctor was a dream when I was in school, because I was interested in the science subjects, especially biology. And also, I want to pursue some job that can have a service-oriented platform. So, doctor is one of the best in our society. But after completing my graduation and during my internship, I understood that there are so many limitations in the career of a doctor, where we can show our all kind of talent. Because see, doctor is something that more focusing on some knowledge-based career, because we learn so many things and apply so many things.
Yes.
So rather than that, to expose or to portray our extracurricular activities, there are some limitations in that particular career. And also, the profession of a doctor is something that kind of a monotonous. That is, we are doing same thing every day throughout our career. So I need something vibrant. I need something wider in platform. I need more kind of opportunities and challenges. So civil services was one of the options for that.
Okay, like you want to try so much of like a wider application in your level of working. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
That's actually cool. So your father was in the Indian Army, right? Your father was in the Indian Army. So did this job influence you in your path to civil services? And which section of the society influenced you the most, like family, friends, neighbors, like that?
Yes, my father was in army. He retired as Naik, and of course, there are some traits from my father that I imbibe in my life, like discipline, like commitment, like dedication. So, and of course, a proud Indian, a concept of that also. We can call it as nationalism or patriotism, whatever it is.
Yes.
So these are the traits I impact from him. And about the support, I think everyone in my life supported a little bit uh, in my dream, especially my parents, brothers, sisters, even relatives, some close teachers and friends. Everyone contributed their own part well in this particular examination because this is a long journey and we need
Yes.
external support to clear this particular exam.
So everyone supported you equally, or like friends, you did the combined studies, and like friends was the most influential.
Of course, there are disparities about the contribution, but because each one, the contribution from each group will be different. The
Yeah.
one which given by the parents will be kind of emotional support. From the friends, it is kind of we can have some combined studies, and oh yes, of course it was there, and also like a correction technique between friends were also there because the one who prepare for this examination can identify the mistakes very easily. So it's also there, and also the teachers, the support was in that.
What do you think is the reason that many young aspirants are trying for this exam at an early stage? Like people are trying at their early stages of their school time, school academics, as well as some try during their degree courses. Like which side you prefer? Like it's the most suitable to become a civil service aspirant or to accomplish that cracking of this civil service examination? Is it an early phase we should work out, or we should start from a late stage, like after completing our degree? And yeah, what is your experience? What do you have to say?
Actually, there is no perfect time to start civil service preparation. I would say when we start dreaming about civil service, that's the best time to start preparation as well. If we start dreaming about in our school days, we can start preparation there itself. But in my case, I was not aware about this particular examination in detail during my school days or in graduation, so I couldn't start my preparation. But see, these days awareness are increasing, especially among our school children and graduates regarding civil services examination. So many coaching institutes are there in within Kerala itself. Online availability of coaching is also there. So the people are more aware about it. Even the parents are more aware about it. Teachers are more aware about it. So they can guide their pupils very effectively to this kind of careers. So they start preparation early. But there is no ideal time. As early as possible, we can do it and crack the examination.
Okay, fine. Okay, thank you so much. So, like some people will be having the doubt, like even students will be asking like what time they should start preparing. Like parents will be having like what some parents will be maybe forcing like to join civil service academy. Like in olden years, there was no such structure there, right? So yeah, social
Actually,
services. Yeah.
yeah, see, like if a high school student or a higher secondary student starts preparing for civil services, it doesn't mean that he or she need to study the syllabus of UPSC examination from the early days itself. But he or she can start the basic things like they can start reading about NCRT, they can start reading about newspapers, they can start a thought process, kind of like an analytical kind of thought process in the early urge itself, so that they will be in a track. So they will get the skill sets that are required for this particular examination in the early period itself. So once they have this skill set, it is very easy to learn the detailed syllabus and crack this examination in the later part of the life. That issue is present because civil service, I won't say that coaching is an essential factor for cracking civil services examination, but self preparation is sufficient. But see, if someone is there to guide us, someone is there as a mentor in our life, then the mistakes that we commit can be easily understood by them, and they can correct us very easily. And also, there is a particular demand of this UPSC examination. If the candidate is able to understand the demand of this examination by himself or herself, then it is very easy to go forward. But if he or she cannot understand the demand, then this coaching institute may be a necessary thing. For my personal experience also, in the initial period of my preparation, I couldn't understand what I need to read and what are the do's and don'ts of this particular examination and what are the demands of the UPSC examination. So I seek some coaching guidances from some institute, but once I understood what is the demand, then I prepared myself in the last one.
Okay, okay. You got you first started with the academy, then go to know what this exam means, and then you prepared by yourself. Okay, okay.
Yes, yes.
My next question to you is like social services can be done even if we are not in a government post. So examples are like many data foundations, self-run institutions, NGOs, and much more. What do you think is the correct justification for this? Like to my question, like some will be considering civil service jobs as to earning reputations or building up their rank in the society rather than accomplishing a normal civil service. Like when they come to the like correct job, only they will get to know like it's too hectic or like so what's the justification for that?
See, actually, social services can be done by not only entering into government jobs, but also in the private sector, as you said. But see, if we are in private sector, there are a couple of issues there. One is accountability and responsibility. See, if I am a civil servant, there is a responsibility on my shoulder that I need to do these jobs. But if I'm in a private sector, no one will question if I do this or don't this. That is the issue. So the responsibility is there for the civil servant. So if we become civil servant, then we must do those things as a part of our career. But in the private sector, it is not there. And second thing is we have a power and authority associated with civil services. So this power and authority will enable that particular candidate to do that particular job. For example, if we want to do some social services, or if we want to resolve some conflict, if it is a civil servant, he can use that power and authority to solve that particular issue or conflict. But if it is a private sector, that is not possible. So this is the difference between private sector oriented services and public sector oriented services. So if the candidate is willing to do service, he or she can choose any of these ways, but civil services have these unique features: accountability, responsibility, and power and authority.
My next question is, as I had gone through your Facebook post, like you had mentioned many inboxed to get your preparation strategies, and you had written it down in a public post for all to view.
Yeah.
So, like for the young aspirants, what are your advices or instructions?
Okay. See, first of all, I believe that advices are easy rather than implementation. So, with that tagline, I am giving some advices. One thing is, as I said in some previous interviews, that desire and dream is the most important tool that carry us forward to any kind of life goals, not only in civil services, but whatever job, whatever passion we have, we need a desire and a dream. As much as strong we are in that particular dream, as in The Alchemist, the novelist says, the entire universe will be with us to capture that particular dream. Second thing is we need to have a dedicated work, a smart work has to be done. We should not cheat ourselves. We need to work for ourselves. That's the second thing. And third thing is find out our weaknesses. For example, I'm from a Malayalam medium school. I'm from a public sector school. I'm from a village in Kerala. So there are some weaknesses, inherent weaknesses in my life, but I understood that those things are not weaknesses, but they are opportunities. So convert your weaknesses into opportunities. So if we do these three things, then any goal, any aim can be attained. Nothing is impossible.
Nothing is impossible. Yes, yes. Like turning your weaknesses to like success is what we should do, like to combat our weaknesses. And like you studied in a government school, a Malayalam medium school, or an English medium school. You studied in government.
Uh, yes, I did. Till my 12th, I did in government school, Malayalam.
Like people will be like aspirants will be having some doubt like how to improve their English skills talking, like you have any other like real life experience how you improved the English, is it?
Actually, I was an average student till my 10th standard in English. Like any other student in high school, I too had like fear to speak in English. I was afraid to speak in like in a public stage in English. Because first of all, we need to understand English is just another language to communicate. It's like to convey our ideas and opinions to others. So we should not panic much about the tenses or how to use correct phrases, the vocabulary, Shashi Tharoor kind of vocabulary. No, we need to have such kind of fear, or we should not afraid of those things. But the issue is we need to consider this a language, and if we have that particular confidence, then half of our issues are solved. For my case, I started watching some English movies. I was fond of English movies from my higher secondary classes onwards. I think that enabled me to catch this particular language easily. And for the candidates, can do various techniques like mirror practice, like standing in front of a mirror and talking 5 minutes or 10 minutes in English, so they can understand where they are weak, and they can record it in mobile phones these days and see how they perform well in speaking English, so they can correct themselves. So these are the things, simple things they can do to improve their English communication.
Okay. Coming to the next question, it's like an application question. I just prefer to ask you, like during this COVID-19 pandemic, consider yourself as an IAS officer, posted in a state like maybe Maharashtra. So what would you do to bring about a change, in order to reduce the intensity caused by this pandemic? What will be the steps you will be taking, initial steps?
I think for the management of COVID, we had a detailed planning that is put forward by the Ministry of Health of Government of India, like COVID management protocols were there. I think strictly adhere to it. See, when we saw the rise of COVID-19 cases, it is an issue of lapses in implementation. So we need to strictly adhere to it, that particular, because we can have an early preparation itself, like when the COVID starts, if I am a district collector, since I had a background of this medical knowledge as well, I think I can work better because we can have an early preparation, we can have a district-wise control room and a control cell. We can monitor all those people who come from other districts to our district, especially the international travelers. We can quarantine them, and quarantining should be implemented in 100% percentage dedication, and surveillance should be there, and testing and treating the adequate number of people, providing awareness about it. But these things are going on in our country, but some technical glitches are there here and there. That was the issue why the COVID-19 cases are raised. But see, it is very difficult to implement these kind of strategies in a country like 130 crore people. So we need to understand the practical issues in our product. But as a doctor, I would say the same kind of strategy that followed by the IAS officers these days, but I would more focus on to minimize the implementational glitches. That will be.
Would you be preferring to get a post in Kerala or any other state?
Kerala is my first preference. I don't know whether I got it or not. See, this is an all India service, so we need to work anywhere in the country. So we cannot reject that particular offer. And if I get Kerala, then I'm double happy. Otherwise, also it's okay. I can work anywhere.
So this 55 rank is the rank number 55 is you will be getting a sure IAS right?
Yes. By service, I will get administrative.
What was your second option? Is it first option was IAS or any IFS or IRS? What is your option?
No, first option was IAS, and second one is IFS, foreign service. The third one is IRS.
You love to travel around the world, IFS you gave it as the second option, you love to travel and do the duty.
Actually, I love traveling. Even within last 1 year, in between the last 1 year of preparation, I had 3 trips with my cousin. So I love to travel. I believe that travel is the one thing that energizes me.
Yes,
seeing people who are completely stranger to me and watching their life we can understand that our problems are nothing, our stresses are
Yes.
nothing. They are struggling alone rather than us, but they are carry forward their life very confidently. So
Yes.
travel is something that can recharge
Recharge.
anyone. So I love travel, but IFS is an option. It's not an option to travel. We can work some other countries, but
Other
even if I am IAS, if there is time, certainly I will make some travel.
Oh, is it? Okay, okay, wonderful, wonderful. Another question is, did you start preparing while at your college or after your MBBS? Like how the concept of time management influenced you?
No, my preparation start after my graduation only, after my house is in.
Okay.
Since this decision to become a civil servant is actually starting from my house agency period. So in college days, there was no preparation. In house agency period, I started reading Hindu newspaper. In addition to that, there was nothing as such for preparation. Completely, my preparation started after my house agency. And about time management, I'm not a person who follows strict kind of timetable, but I believe that how much time we have, use it efficiently. And if it is 2 hours, use it efficiently. And if it is 10 hours, use it efficiently. So I'm in such a kind of strategy.
Like,
I don't have a particular timetable kind of thing.
is it okay? That's cool. Actually, like people have talked about smart work. You implement that smart work. Okay.
Yes, smart work is better than hard work.
Some prefer online mode of coaching or learning, and others prefer offline mode. So, or some others prefer a mix of these both. So, what was your method of preparation?
Actually, a mixed kind, I would say, because there was offline classes. I attended some offline classes also. I wrote some offline tests also. But I used this mobile and internet for gaining some materials online as well. So it's a kind of a mixed preparation because we cannot complete. This is a digital era, so we cannot completely ignore this power of internet and the materials available online. We can use both. Depending upon individual perception, there are candidates who completely depending upon online coaching and practice examination. There are candidates who completely depending upon the traditional way of offline coaching. But I would say it is a mixture of both of things may suffice.
Like we can access to gain much more information like around the world. So yeah, you
Yes.
subscribe to any specific channels, YouTube channels like by use or something like that, or just went with the free online resources?
About the preparation,
Yeah.
I subscribed Ravu's IAS
Yeah.
Academy there. So they had a YouTube video channel like Daily News Simplified, where the Hindu newspaper I explained daily. So I subscribed to it, and then Rajya Sabha TV, which is a government channel. So there are some very quality debates are conducted by Rajya Sabha TV, which is very good to get a wider perspective of information on a particular subject. So I subscribe these two.
Okay. Okay. You read Malayalam newspapers like Manorama or like along with the Hindu, or what else newspapers you prefer to read?
Haha. Malayalam Daily, I usually follow Malayalam Daily also because Hindi newspaper I started in 2017 only. Till that date, I followed Malayalam. But during preparation, I combine both together because we need to understand what is happening around us also. Because
Yes.
in Hindi newspaper, local news will be very less. So
Yes.
an IAS officer who doesn't know what is happening close in close neighborhood is
Yeah.
not a good officer, I would believe.
Sure. Then next question is like there are many aspirants breaking the preparations in between due to their personal personal life like current jobs and many other reasons. I have heard many suffered from like depressions and overcame that and some finally quitted even. What is your advice to these people in common, like in future aspirants also?
I would say that there are many candidates who live for civil service preparation. I talked this about in a previous interview. My perception is that don't live for UPSC preparation. Keep UPSC preparation as a part of your life only, because we have we have another life or a segment of life outside this UPSC preparation, like our family, friends, and all. We have another world around us. So don't let you surrender before this UPSC preparation, because this is an uncertain examination. Till the final day of result publication, we cannot predict what will be our result. So like completely surrendering before UPSC preparation. Like if we fail in the final examination, then the tolerance level would be very low, and what could be the consequences we can't predict. So keep the UPSC preparation part of our life, and also we need to understand that failures can occur once or twice in your life. But the important thing is how much we bounces back from failure. So keep the confidence intact, keep your dream intact, go forward. You can crack in another attempt. No doubt in that.
Okay. Keep UPSC as a part, and like if that's not been accomplished, you can just move to another job as well.
Yes, of course. Say, UPSC is now the final word for
Yes.
getting a good life. That kind of dedication is good, but see, we need to have a plan B also.
Can you explain about your interview experiences? Is this the you said like you attempted for the first time in 2018 and you qualified for the prelims, or what was that?
No. I failed in prelims.
Okay, you just go through all the three stages in 2019 itself, second attempt.
Yeah.
This is the first attempt in getting to an interview in 2019.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so did you have any funny experiences or anything that you remember the most with the UPSC board?
Actually, UPSC interview itself is an experience, I would say. This is the first time I actually experiencing a formal interview in my life. So, uh, actually, my interview was after the Corona issues in July 27. So there are like fears and stress about going to Delhi at the Corona time because there are high chance of getting from a Corona infection. So this were the additional stress we had. And the interview was done by wearing mask and face shield, and also there are some issues of communication as well. We cannot have a proper non-verbal communication if we use mask and face shield. Our facial expression may not be exposed to the UPSC board members. So that was another issue. But interview was around 20 minutes. It was very cordial, very cool. I burst many myths that I had about the UPSC interviews. Like there are some grilling experiences. There are myths and stories like they will grill you, they will somebody can stress you, they will put you under pressure. But there was nothing like that. They are very cordial. They explain me the procedures very respectfully, and they will give us respect. That is the most important thing because they will give the respect in a manner that we cleared prelims and mains and reached up to this stage. So you are a qualified candidate for this. So we are giving you respect. That is their attitude. So most of my questions were related to medical profession and corona. Some other questions were like democracy, media were also there, but it was a smooth process. I was not under pressure throughout the interview.
So they calm you down. Like when we hear of UPSC, like chairman is sitting, like when we imagine through our mind, it will be like a dark scene. But it was not the case.
Yeah,
They are
it was
actually
not.
correct. Okay. Optional subject you took medical related. That you
Yes.
what was that?
Medical science.
Medical science instead of any other common subjects. Okay. So like you were so confident. Like many had said, like common subjects they get marks and things, but like there are some subjects like maths and things. If you focus on that well, but you will be able to score. But otherwise, you will be going very low. So what is your is that a myth or what is your response to that?
Yes, actually, it is another myth, I would say, because there is no actually perfect optional subject in UPSC. Each and every optional subject has its own advantages and disadvantages. There is no optional subject which will enable you to score high, and there is no optional subject which will put you under disadvantage. But selection of optional subject should be a very informed and very intelligent decision. We can't take an optional subject in a quick manner. I took medical science because I invested 5 years of my life in this medical science. So I was pretty confident in that. And also academically, I was in stronger side. So I was confident in about medical science. And when I go through the syllabus, I felt that it was less compared to our undergraduate course. And every topic in the UPSC syllabus was covered once in my undergraduate course. So it was kind of a revision for me. There is nothing I need to study as a new entity. So that will save my time to study the general studies papers. So that was the thing. But there are disadvantages like there were no coaching is available for medical science. There is no quality mock tests were available for medical science. So we need to balance these advantages and disadvantages, and we need to take a good option. Uh, we need to take a good decision about taking an option.
In 2018, you took the same optional subject like medical science.
Yes, yes, yes.
So there are
But I
people.
couldn't clear the prelims.
Prelims, okay. But you didn't drop that subject. Like there are many other students, like they will take the first year and one optional subject, and they might think that it is because of that or something like that. They lost in the mains examination. They will go for another. So
They can. That's actually an individual perception. Like they feel that the optional subject is not comfortable for them, they can change it. There is nothing wrong in that, but we need to analyze where actually we made mistakes. If it is in the optional subject, of course they can change it and go to some.
I think so. Medical MBBS students are much good in taking this medical science, because you said I am just knowing about that now. Actually, the syllabus is very low compared to the UPSC syllabus. UPSC syllabus is very low compared to your MBBS syllabus. So normally the ulta, the vice versa happens with the other subjects. So like it will be like between masters and undergraduate. I have heard of that, so I am asking.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's actually like that. But see, MBBS syllabus is vast and wide compared to any other undergraduate course.
Okay.
So that is the reason why UPSC syllabus is comparatively low. But
Low.
when we compare different optional subjects in UPSC, medicine has the widest syllabus.
Wider syllabus. Okay. Okay. So you worked hard during the undergraduate course, and then that's why, because it was very easy for you in the UPSC examination.
Yes, maybe I think so, because if you are very weak, like if you didn't do your part during your undergraduate course, then uh, it maybe seems a burden for you during a UPSC preparation. If you are confident in that subject, then certainly you can take it.
Next question is like, when you're conferred with an IAS, you have many responsibilities to accomplish for the people of India. Like how you look towards the future of yours.
I would say, first of all, this is a job. So each and every job has its own responsibilities. There are some objectives that the particular officer need to fulfill. So first thing would be to fulfill those objectives with self-satisfaction, with maximum efficiency. And second thing is, depending upon the time period, the demand from the people can vary. The demand of the people today may not be same about the demand after 5 years or the demand after 10 years. Ultimately, this is a service sector. So this is a like IAS, in the administrative service. So in service sector, it is depending upon the demand, we need to change our work. I would say that when I was posted in some department, depending upon the demand from the people, I will work accordingly.
So like there are many courses like yeah, after some years you will be promoted to many government departments, like the head to head it. So what department, like, or what corporation you prefer the most? What departments you would like to work the most, like tourism or some beverages? What's the thing you prefer?
Uh, Actually, we cannot demand a particular department. This is actually generalist profession. So we may need to work in any department if government asks to do. But I have a specialist knowledge in medicine since I am a doctor. So if it is health department, then I will have that specialist knowledge to apply. So if I am posted in a health department, then comparing with other candidates, I will have an edge. But otherwise also, whatever be the department we are posted, we need to work.
My final question to you is like, I have heard that training at Missouri campus is a dream come true for many civil service aspirants. Like it teaches you many experiences and possibilities in life. So, how are the ways of civil services training like differ from any other governmental training, as you know? And if you have any heard about facts from your colleagues, kindly share with our audience.
Actually, first of all, I'm not well versed with the training procedures and what are things happening there. I do have the information that I learned from online content and YouTube videos. So other than that, first of all, I would like to say that the training is like a remolding or remodeling kind of a procedure for a particular person, like from a student to an officer. So that change will be there in every aspect of that particular person, even if it is personality, the attitude, the emotional intelligence, the communication skill, the empathy part. So in the conflict management, in decision taking, in coordination, leadership. So in everything, there will be a remolding will occur for that particular candidate. Then only he or she can fulfill the dream and demand of the people. So that may be, so anything for those particular objectives can happen there.
Okay, fine. So like you are about to go like in some time to Missouri for the
Yes,
final. So you are very much excited about that.
of course.
Like during this COVID time, like what do you have to say to the audience, like how to take care of themselves? Is there any?
First thing is this is COVID-19 period is a transient period itself. We actually emerged out of many other difficulties in our past. We actually faced two world wars. We actually faced many pandemics in the past. So the thing is, this is only a transient phenomenon. So you need to prepare for that transient phenomenon. Be safe, keep safe. You should be safe by yourself, and also you need to keep safe others also, especially in this COVID period. And another thing is, we should have the confidence and hope that we will overcome all these difficulties, and we will back to our normal life as early as possible.
This too shall pass, right?
Yes, of course.
So, like, I'm going to end this interview session at this time. Like, I hope all the very best for you and your career in the future, and hope to see you soon as a civil service officer accomplishing your task. Like, hope we meet in the future as well. So, എല്ലാവർക്കും ലൈക്ക് ഇന്റർവ്യൂ ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടെന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുന്നു. എന്തെങ്കിലും ഡൗട്ട്സ് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ ഇൻസ്റ്റഗ്രാമിന്റെ ലിങ്ക് കൊടുത്തോട്ടെ. ഇൻസ്റ്റഗ്രാമിന്റെ ലിങ്ക് കൊടുത്തോട്ടെ. So like I'll be putting down, as I said, the Instagram link. You can just ask.
Thank you so much for providing this wonderful platform. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for accepting my invitation to join with me for my YouTube channel. So it's really like I won't forget this wonderful opportunity with you ever. So it's really nice having you here, and thank you so much.
Thank you.